I might take Goldberg for muscle.
Oh, because of guests. Yeah, guests.
Yeah, guests are included too.
Guests are included too. Driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Smart.
Yeah.
Like in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
Your con man, Matthew McConaughey. He's an actor. He could easily con somebody, right? Nobody's going to expect Matthew McConaughey to fucking, rob a bank. White Steve, we're down a man.
We are.
Macon got a red card. He's got the flu. He's got flu 22.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm knocking on some wood here, so hopefully I stay away. I've been pretty lucky through all these sicknesses.
Buddy, it was the worst. It was like the worst. Like it knocked me down for a solid week.
Just no energy.
No energy. It was up and down. It would pump fake you. You'd think you were good, and then an hour later you'd have the chills and the whole thing. And you know what? After a while, I just got tired of watching movies. I know when we talked last week, I was like, "Oh, I'm in the zone. I'm happy." There's some bright sides to being sick. But then by 3-4 days later, you just want to be done with it. And then I hear my partner in crime is sick. Not from me. So here we are.
Yeah.
We hey, the locks have tightened. They've tightened. Macon's not here to defend himself, so I'm not going to drag him. But we'll get to the locks in a couple minutes. Right now, that I asked Reed this morning, I was like, "Is this a typo? I'm back in this thing."
Back in it.
So you're saying there's a chance?
You're staying on that grind.
Staying on that grizzly. I got 25. Macon's got 26. Steve's got 26. So this thing is just.
Oof.
What happened to you guys?
Teaser special.
Oh, the teaser special, which was not is not my idea.
Nope.
Everyone agreed to it.
Okay, not my
Then we
idea.
didn't do it last week.
Yeah.
No, you want to do it again?
Whatever you want. It's your pod.
I guess
I'm in the holiday spirit.
Yeah,
we got to get you there. Okay?
I guess I got to get in the holiday spirit.
Come on.
I am a little grinchy right now.
Steve bet Vikings -4. That feels like a bad beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chris immediately took the Colts against me.
Yeah, I did.
That started the whole thing.
Steve, did you see that whole thing where, like, in the first quarter, I was like, Colts +4 was free money, and then I was getting lectured by like these internet gamblers. Is there anything worse than internet gambling guy? I mean, you should know as good as anybody.
No. I am sort of getting tired of, because I do my best to try and not go on Twitter during games. Like it's a pet peeve of mine. I like to watch the game, have my own opinion. But like now the way Twitter is now, I get people's tweets from a day ago that I don't even follow because somebody liked the tweet that I do follow. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but your timeline is just mayhem now.
You know what? Have you clicked the top right where it's like your timeline needs to be sorted by the latest tweet? Like whereas for a long time here, unbeknownst to me, I was just getting like a randomized timeline.
Yeah, I thought I did that too. So that's what's weird to me. But a couple things. I'm really tired of the coach killer guy. Like, I will say this to the people that criticize coaches. Have you ever coached a minute in your life? Anything. Gamblers, it's just like, guys, man, like, we got these bowl games. These guys don't even know their roster half the time until they get to the bowl game. We talked about it a little bit last week. It's really hard to project out these games when teams are still at home and haven't even traveled, and these guys that are going to opt out aren't even going to show up to the town, which is crazy to me. We talked about how much bowl games were what you played for when I played. And to see, like, just the criticism, I'm just like, these guys, like, they're trying to win. Everybody's trying to win. Nobody's tanking bowl games, but these guys have kids that are playing that haven't played all year because of opt-outs and transfer portal and, declaring for the draft. So it's a tough deal. But on the other side, no, I was in as far as the Vikings Colts, I did not see a second. I was in Lawrence, Kansas. I went to Kansas, Indiana for the first time, which was incredible. But to see how it played out, going back and looking, I having the Vikings in this pick pool really bothers me because
there's no worse guy than the there's a couple really bad sports tweet reply guys.
First half tweet guy is bad.
First half tweet guy, jinx guy, you jinxed it, like as if that exists. then do me a favor and jinx something right now. Since
Don't jinx Christmas.
Yeah,
Please,
okay.
just don't jinx Christmas.
And then also the thanks magic guy. The thanks magic, like the Magic Johnson thing. Like you'll give somebody some like really good insight, and some wise ass will say thanks Magic Johnson. I'm like, well, you knew that obviously because you're getting paid to analyze the game.
Steve, what do you think of Fog Allen? Because I've heard it's awesome, and they put a licking on Indiana, right?
I feel very fortunate because 2 weeks in a row, I've been able to go to events that exceeded expectations. Army Navy, got to see Chris there.
Oh, it was awesome.
Incredible.
Worth the flu, I guess.
I still can't
I
believe
got the flu for America.
Hey, there you go. That's sacrifice.
Yeah, we
Putting it in.
yeah.
And Fog Allen's incredible. Like, I try explaining it, but, with all these arenas, I love Virginia's building, but this is different. Like, this literally is an old-school field house, bleacher seating. They don't turn the lights down. There's no artificial, speakers or sound or music. It is just genuine crowd noise and noise upon noise, it's just awesome. And like it's easy to get to. The fans are. I mean, that's what they have. They got Jayhawk basketball out there. Everybody's all in. The range of fans, age wise, is something I haven't seen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of commitment on the end, but that's what makes it special. And the remodeling job they did for their facility, I could live in their basketball facility. I mean, between the couches, video games, TV setup, food, it's incredible. And again, thanks to everybody out there that helped out with that. So that was why I didn't.
Did they build that thing off name, image, and likeness?
I think they predicted in the future what their name, image, and likeness were going to be.
Yeah.
They started with the Rock Chalk chant and then went from there. Really brought a bond among the fan base in the area for a buy-in to the program. So that's still there. 125 years. They're in the 125th year.
Steve, do me a favor. I'm kind of grinchy today, and we were talking about Christmas and that sort of thing. You got your what do you have, a Maryland kind of toboggan on? You kind of look like Santa Claus. You got a Lorette on, minus the beard. Steve, do you want to get me in the Christmas spirit? You want to hype me up about what's going to happen this weekend? Hype me up about Christmas. Give me some positives about Christmas, and I'll mow them down.
As always, Chris, it's really hard to do, but you got to get yourself in the mindset of the youngsters. It's all about the kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's not many times now that we're older and we've seen a lot where you could put yourself in a mind where you don't know what to expect. And that's what I think the beauty of Christmas is. The kids still believing in everything, not knowing what they're going to get, how it's getting there. They don't care. They just the face when they come down on Christmas Day and they see the tree and everything lit up. That's what it's about.
Yeah. I get in the
time with the fam. Come on.
Time with the family. Yeah, that's great.
It's about giving.
Mm-hmm.
You've given a lot.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Now you got to give a little more.
I'm coming around on it.
And happiness comes with that.
Yeah, okay.
There's football on Christmas.
Trust the spirit.
It's football on Christmas. That's good.
And you can say you have to watch it for your work, so you can sneak away for a few hours.
That's true. That's true. And I've been red hot lately, Steve. I'm climbing back in this thing. I made some money last week, so I should
That's
be.
The spirit.
Yeah, okay, we're coming around now.
Hey, you could give out gifts. What's wrong with giving out winners? You've been doing that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. What about college football, Steve? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's very exciting right now. You want to make a case for watching college football right now. Give me some games that we should actually be watching.
All right, Friday night, Wake Forest, Missouri. You got a bowl game that you have no idea what's going to happen. You got Missouri, who I think across college football, one of the best stories is their improvement on their defense. They were awful last year, and then they come back this year and really were the difference in them making a bowl game. They win their last game against rival Arkansas to get in. They hung around with Georgia, which was really impressive. Nobody saw that coming, but now we have the story of the bowl games. Guys opting out. Their defensive line is overachieved, got great players. Those guys aren't playing. On the other side, you got one of the best quarterbacks in recent history, in ACC history, in Sam Hartman, who's going to play. And I don't know. I'm always going to watch Sam Hartman. I still am in amazement by that Wake Forest offense, how it works, and I like that matchup. You got an ACC versus SEC. That's phenomenal to me.
Okay, I like Wake Forest just because Elijah Drinkwitz gave that bamboo speech a couple weeks ago about fucking entering the transfer portal, and that shit just rubbed me the wrong way. Was the bamboo not growing quick enough at App State for Elijah Drinkwitz? I like Sam Hartman. I know nothing about this matchup, but I'm going to hate bet the Wake Forest Demon Deacons because I didn't like Elijah Drinkwitz's fucking diatribe. Get off your soapbox, man.
Yeah. It goes both ways, right?
Goes both ways. So would that be a good bet, Wake Forest?
I'm with you on Wake Forest.
Okay.
Gave out Wake Forest.
Okay, that's exciting. Friday night, I'm going to bet Wake Forest.
Didn't Drinkwitz also avoid playing Kansas in the bowl?
Yeah, there's a lot around that one, and being in Lawrence, there's not a lot of fans of Mizzou and Coach Drink.
Yeah.
So that's got its own entity, but you'll get that story, I'm sure, on the broadcast. But it's pretty sad knowing how much those two schools hate each other.
It? Explain that to me.
They didn't. Supposedly about the date of the game, there's something where they have another sporting event where it's a long story, but all in all, they're wrong. They should be playing the game.
Yeah. It's a classic rivalry, the border war.
Correct.
And
you get to play it in a beautiful place like the Liberty Bowl, and they denied it.
Jesus.
Bad.
Okay.
Bad.
What else? Give me some more college football.
Monday, the 26th. What a day.
Yeah.
You'll be putting together stuff, toys, have the TV on in the background.
My wife will, because honestly, Steve, I'm the worst assembler of, I'm so useless. I don't know if I'm just the caricature of the modern man, but I just, I'm a big macho guy, and I can't even put together a fucking, I can't put together a Little Tykes basketball hoop. I'm the worst. My wife is way better than me at this stuff. I don't know about you.
Well, Scott and I talk all the time, Chris. We're kind of in the same boat as you. But if you're not the guy, you got to have a guy.
Yeah, you got to have a guy.
You got to have a guy.
Yeah.
So maybe that guy's working the day after Christmas.
My guy is Meg.
Your wife.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She
knows that's part of the deal. It's been a while, right?
Yep. Okay.
This isn't her first rodeo.
So Monday she'll be putting stuff together, and I'll be watching New Mexico State Bowling Green.
Two of the best stories of the season, Chris.
Yeah, okay.
New Mexico State, as bad as there was, go look at their schedule and tell me how random that thing is. And if you told me last year at this time that Bowling Green was going to be a favorite in a bowl game, I don't care who they were playing, I would have taken all that action.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see it happening. And then they get to 6-6, and now they're favored against New Mexico State. Inside Ford Field, no weather elements, so fast track for both teams.
Yeah.
It's the day after Christmas. You know the TV's going to be on. You got to throw down on that.
Oh,
I would lean New Mexico State.
Actually. I have 2 podcasts to do on Monday.
You got TVs in the studio.
You're right.
You could take a break. You got to take commercial breaks.
Yep,
That's
you're
all.
right. You're right. Okay.
All right, Tuesday the 27th, we really start to heat up. And a fascinating thing with the portal and everything, Chris, is Coastal Carolina. They're playing East Carolina.
Yeah.
Coastal Carolina's coach is gone. Liberty, we know the deal. A lot of money there. Congrats to Coach Chadwell. Their quarterback, who's been the main face of this program, Grayson McCall, is in the portal, but he's going to play.
Yeah.
And I find that fascinating in a bunch of ways because it's like the ultimate pro day. Like, I'm not running a 40. I'm not getting on the bench press. I'm going to play in a game where I'm a touchdown underdog. And you know what? All you suitors are going to see what I can do, and now I'm going to do pretty well off of this. Plenty of SEC schools are looking for one. I think that's a possibility. There's some ACC schools out there with guys transferring. I think it's an awesome showcase for Grayson McCall. I loved what he's done. They've run a funky offense that's been well documented. He's taken a lot of hits the last couple years, but I just think it's a real cool deal where he's gonna go out there and play and lay it on the line, and it's the ultimate showcase. You don't have to worry about putting the spandex on and the tight tank top and the running shoes. Just go out and put your helmet on and wing it around.
Okay, sold. I'm sold.
I do like East Carolina in that game.
Okay.
They haven't been able to play in a bowl game. They came up to the Military Bowl last year. We're here sightseeing in D.C. BC cancels the game. And they haven't been able to play. So I think East Carolina is going to come out with a big effort there. Coastal's got a bunch of guys in the portal that aren't playing also. Normally 2 teams I really like backing in bowl games, Wisconsin and Oklahoma State are playing each other in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl late Tuesday night, the 27th.
10:15.
You could count on falling asleep watching this game. Both quarterbacks are in the portal. They're not playing. Oklahoma State feels like their whole defense is in the portal.
An NFL total here, 43.
Yeah. Oh, just wait. You'll see a couple that'll get your eye. I think you got to take Wisconsin. Leonard said he's going to coach, stay with the program, and then decide what he's going to do. You know, Gundy's been great in bowl games, but now that offense does not look good, and they've been a problem getting dinged up with injuries and all that through this season. They had a couple big wins to start the year, and they just couldn't sustain it. So Wisconsin, I think, even though I think it's a field goal, like you saw the total 43, that's kind of an under field goal game, but I would lean Wisconsin, seeing there's a little more buy-in. Wednesday, the 28th, UCF and Duke. This day, you got crazy matchups. I think it could be an over day. Duke, we did awards on College Football Live. I gave Coach of the Year to Mike Elko. They didn't win an ACC game last year.
Right.
Not one. And they come in and win 8 games altogether. And I get it. ACC not represented in the playoff. It's still the ACC. It's still a Power 5 conference. There's some good football in there, and Duke was an awesome story. Their quarterback, Leonard, was the biggest surprise to me, maybe in the country at that position, seeing what he did, going for over 2,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, and they play UCF, who's obviously Gus Malzahn, an overbet team. But Duke comes in sky high playing in a bowl game for the first time in a while, and UCF comes in off of losing their conference championship. Status of their quarterback, John Rice Plumlee, not known. I lean Duke here in what should be a really exciting game.
Okay.
All right?
I mean,
ACC pride.
Yeah, we've got North Carolina, Oregon Wednesday as well. Another ACC pride spot here. Oregon giving 14.5. What gives?
This could be real messy. Fleek and I disagreed. I just said blindly take the 2.5 touchdowns in a bowl game. But Oregon, as much momentum now as anybody after signing day, happy flipmas they were tweeting out, I believe, as they flipped a bunch of guys. Bo Nix is coming back, which I think saw the domino effect of quarterbacks in that league, which is super exciting for next year, knowing the talent that's going to be at that position. But North Carolina, we've known the story, right? The offense is spectacular. Downs isn't going to play their best receiver, but their defense is tragic. And will Oregon be stubborn and do what they should do on offense, or will they get too flashy and try and take shots early on where North Carolina could get off the hook? I don't know. I just blindly take 2.5 touchdowns with an NFL quarterback in this game.
Yeah, what do you think Bo Nix's pro prospects are?
They're a hell of a lot better than they were last year.
Right.
I'll tell you that. But, no, it's a credit to him, man. I think they did a great job. Obviously, the offensive coordinator left and took the Arizona State job, but he was way better with his accuracy. I thought the system helped out with that. The way they go right to side, the way they get him on the pocket, the way, it's short throws where they have talent that, could turn into big plays and put receivers in position for a lot of yak. So I didn't know what to think about it when, he decided to transfer there. But seeing the mix with Dillingham and the way he created things around him, I thought their offensive line played better than I thought it would this year. But it's great. It's just, he got banged up and, couldn't get the win against Washington, and then they lose a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter in the Civil War, which put a damper on things. So I'm just interested in the way Oregon comes out, knowing that they are the better football team. But like I said, the motivation factor in these games, you really don't know until you see kickoff. So I get it, but I would take the 2.5 touchdowns.
Okay. I think that's enough college football. Let's move to the main event, the NFL. Tonight we have, and by the time you're listening, the game will have been decided. Jacksonville, New York. We'll skip through that one. Thursday Night Time Machine. We'll do that one with the Macon send in his pick. We'll do that just after Steve and I record here.
Okay.
But Saturday, you have in the 1 p.m. slot Cincy and New England, and I think this is a really interesting one. I think when it comes to New England, they feel like they can stop the run with a light box. They're going to try to make Cincy run the ball. I love Cincy in this spot. I don't know that I'll give them out, but I'll probably bet them. It's so hard to imagine after that long trip out west, the way it ended for New England, the disarray that offense seems to be in, the bad vibes in that building with Matt Patricia at offensive coordinator. I have a hard time imagining that they're going to be able to will themselves to win in this spot. What do you think when you look at this matchup, Steve?
A lot that you touched on. As you brought to the forefront, that had to be the worst flight, maybe of the season.
Awful.
I've never been on a good flight home from Las Vegas, and factor in losing a game that I've never seen before the way they did. That can't be good. That film session could not have been pretty. But I just wonder if this roster of the Patriots, Chris, we're starting to see it deteriorate and not be able to hold up over the course of the season. When I go up and down, I just when you compare it to teams, especially the team they're playing this week, the Bengals, like where's their one advantage the Patriots have?
Oh man,
I don't see one.
It's hard to find one.
And when I think about the Bengals, what I really have liked seeing is the improvement on the offensive line. Everybody made a big deal. They made moves. Teddy Karras coming in, guys getting healthy.
Yep.
And the way guys don't play in the preseason, offensive line guys need reps together.
Yep.
And that a lot of times you see that in the first month of an NFL season, guys are still working it out. And I think that's helped Burrow a lot establish the run. I think they're more stable with Pirine in the game because they don't have to take when he's in, he doesn't come out for pass protection.
Yep.
When Mixon's in the game, he's got to come out for pass pro because they don't trust him in that situation. Yep. So I think that makes their offense more versatile because knowing the dynamic playmakers they have on the outside, now they could go with, whatever your base personnel, and now New England's got to be on the attack. And how do you go about that? I mean, aside the worst sack I've ever seen got called off the board last week with Burrow when he scrambled backwards 40 yards.
Oh, that was so fucking scary.
Man.
I was on the Bengals, and at that point, they were just, I think it was maybe 17-6 in the second half, and they were clawing back into that game. And, I thought that Jamar Chase was held or interfered with the play before, and they should have had the ball on the one or down in the low red. And then, Joe just runs straight backwards. And I don't know if he already knew that the hold had happened that negated that sack. But that was just awful. That was scary as hell.
Yeah, when you don't have any momentum going and you turn your back to the rusher, I don't ever like the scenario for the quarterback, the way that plays out. But it's real stinky, Chris. Like you talked about all the bad of the Patriots, and they're only getting 3 from the hottest team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Bengals have been covering like a machine.
Yep.
So it's kind of a stay away for me.
Okay.
When I look at that, but
okay. Well, how about New York and Minnesota? New York's catching 4 here. I feel like this is. I'm looking at the total a little bit more here. I'm not saying I'm going to give this out just yet, but the total's 48. I feel like these two teams could score. I think the explosives that Minnesota gives up in the pass game, that's a positive for the Giants because they're not scary in the pass game, and I just wonder if they can do enough there to keep the game close. What do you see when you look at this matchup?
I see the worst group of wide receivers in the league with the Giants against one of the worst secondaries and defenses as a whole, but they're still 11-3, and that's what makes them so mesmerizing is the Vikings are still a handful on offense. We know that.
Yep.
And then on the other side of that, I think the Giants' defensive line has been tremendous this year. I did not expect a lot from them in that unit this year, and they battled. I think the Commanders have one of the toughest run games to go against in the league, and they hung in there, man.
Yep.
Commanders get the ball twice inside the 10-yard line and get 0 points. That's the D-line causing some chaos up there. So credit to them. I wonder how much they can affect Kirk in this, and then how does Minnesota balance that with running the football?
Minnesota also had to play an extra 15 minutes of football.
And they got extra day, 2 days, Sunday night compared to Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
Does that matter at this time of year?
It might matter. They got a
Okay.
little extra time. But that was that just is an emotionally draining game that they came off of, and you could say the same for the Giants as well.
Yeah.
Playing in that barn burner Sunday night against the Commanders. I mean, you laugh, but I thought it was a great football game.
I thought it was awesome. I really do.
Yeah, the NFC East is back on some level. But yeah, that's going to be an exciting one. What else do we have Saturday? We've got Detroit and Carolina.
That's the one.
Yeah. Who's starting? Is Darnold starting for Carolina? You look at Detroit, and I feel like they can run the football on these guys. That's the big key for me. Is if they can run the football with that really good group up front that they have, they can control this football game. 2.5. A lot of
stinky.
A lot of people are on the Lions, man. A lot of people are on the Lions. It scares me a little bit. I would lean Lions here, but I'm not really sure. The Lions are fighting for their playoff lives. I guess the Panthers are they out of it?
No, they are too. They just have a decent chance still because they're one game behind Tampa. And
they're only one game behind Tampa.
And they play Tampa next week. So
it's very, very interesting.
And this is the one where I feel like everybody's penciling the Lions in for a win, Chris.
Yeah.
Because they have 2 division games against the Bears and Packers to end the season.
Yep.
I like Carolina in this spot.
Wow. Does Detroit have to win out or what?
Yes, because of that tie. That tie against the Giants and Commanders is going to help the Giants and Commanders because, as we know, a tie is better than a loss.
Yep.
So they're 2.5 back of the Giants. So they got to win out.
Yep.
I think they can't expect to get in if they don't win out. Maybe they win by 1 point here. I would take the points with the Panthers.
Okay. And then we've got the Eagles and the Cowboys. A lot has been made of this game because of Jalen Hurts' injury. The line has jumped to 6. I was driving in and saw that the news actually broke officially that Jalen's not playing, and I wondered how high the line would go. I wonder where the public pushes this thing by game time. But yeah, Gardner Minshew. The thing about this guy is he doesn't turn the ball over. He's going to run the offense, that sort of thing. They'll try to run the football. And I kind of wonder, Steve, if you're Nick Sirianni, do you even feel like you have to give your best stuff out this game? I would just sit on my hands and see what happens.
This is why I like the Eagles in this spot, Chris.
Yeah.
You talked about Minshew, as carefree of a guy as there is in the league, right? Minshew mania, goes around, rolls with the punches, has to step in last year, in a road game, gets a win there. And you mentioned it, like they could do whatever they want because if they lose, great, the Cowboys beat our backup quarterback. If they win, oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy.
So I kind of think that I love the spot the Eagles are in here.
Catching all these points though,
Yeah.
All
the pressure's on
the way the line opened. I don't know that I like the Eagles. I mean, I don't think I like the Eagles to necessarily win this game, but 6 points is a lot, and it could get higher.
It's the second time playing them. We know how that works, especially in this division. And the other thing to me, Chris, I've said it all week, everybody's going to give heat and throw that fire at Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Okay? Because he's the quarterback of the Cowboys, the biggest face and the biggest franchise, blah, blah, blah. My issue is the Cowboys' defense. That thing is deteriorated like no other.
What's going on with Vander Esch? What's going on with the corner they lost last week?
I think he got benched.
Oh, okay.
I just go back and look at that secondary. It was not pretty, and that's what I appreciate about Doug Peterson. Just going at the matchup that they had. Zay Jones was the guy last week, and they fed that thing till it was full, and they got a win thanks to their defense getting a pick 6. But the issue with me is the Dallas secondary, and Minshew can make throws, and Philly has guys that could separate.
Yep.
That's people talk about the improvement of Jalen Hurts. They've gotten better on the outside, and those throws become a lot easier when you got guys that can create separation. So I said I think that's a lot of points for Philly. They're still going to be fired up. That defense is still going to be there and frustrate Dallas. And I'm not there with Dallas the way that defense is health-wise.
Yep, I'm with you. Saturday night, we've got Vegas visiting Pittsburgh. Vegas is still technically in it. It sounds like they have to win out for sure, right?
They have to win out and get some
They have to
luck.
win out and get
And what's the luck?
help.
What's the? How much help do they need? Does anybody know what needs to
They would
happen?
need the Chargers to lose,
Yeah.
basically. That'd be the most likely
To lose
scenario.
out?
Yeah, more or less. And
Yeah,
then
and
the Jets to lose.
Chargers still have who? Do the Chargers still have? They have
They have the Colts, Rams, and Broncos.
Colts, Rams, and Broncos. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. That's probably not going to happen. But this game, the line in this ball game Saturday night is 2.5. The Raiders are catching 2.5 on the road. Total's 39. I think we've got some bad weather this week in a bunch of spots. I know that in Cleveland, the wind is going to be up over 25 miles an hour, and that's pretty rare. I don't think that's happened a whole bunch. Even in the history of the game, I don't think there's a huge sample size of 25 plus mile per hour football games, and that total is reflective of that. It's like 32.5. But there's some bad weather all over the place. In Pittsburgh, it's going to be 10 degrees Fahrenheit Saturday with winds at 20 miles per hour. These teams are going to have to run the football. They're gonna have to take care of the football. Who do you like in this spot?
I like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I do too.
I just look at what they bring to the table. Obviously, Franco Harris passing away, a couple days before the anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
Yep.
One of the guys at work told me the NFL, as far as scheduling, this was the first game they scheduled when they based out the first, second, third place of the rosters or the records last year, knowing that these two teams are going to play, knowing the impact of the Immaculate Reception, knowing the hatred of these two teams back in the day. I thought that was just a cool story that this was the first game they wanted to schedule, and they put it on the anniversary. So there's a lot here. Too bad, youngsters don't get it. But
do we get Kenny Pickett back?
I think I did see that.
I don't know, and that's going to be a key deal. So Kenny Pickett, is he going to play Saturday night? Christmas weekend here. Kenny Pickett returns to full practice this week.
All right.
So we'll see.
Double glove.
Yeah, throw two of them on.
And Carr looked better, obviously, last week with getting Waller and Renfro back. So will they be a factor in those elements? I just trust all that comes with the Steelers. I would say the Steelers are usually really good with this. Like, they're going back to the old block numbers and the old steel curtain uniforms. But I didn't see the gray face mask. You got to go full tilt.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the gray face mask.
Did you grow up hating the Steelers?
No, I grew up appreciating the Steelers. The Steelers are a part of, my football DNA, my football fandom DNA. I loved watching the Steelers growing up.
Okay.
How about the Packers and the Dolphins Sunday? This is actually going to be a pretty interesting one. The Packers are catching 4. The total is up around 50. I think these teams will score. I don't see why not. But can the Packers keep it close? I happen to think they can. I think the Packers have looked better offensively. They get Dobbs back in the last couple of weeks. Christian Watson obviously has become a central piece for them. That guy, if you'd asked me a month into the season who the offensive rookie of the year is, he wouldn't even be on the radar. But at this point, he should be in the conversation. He's just a really special talent, and they started to unlock his talent a little bit there. So it should be interesting. Aaron Jones has been as good as anybody in the league as far as consistency and his playmaking ability relative to the struggles that they've had. I think you need a big game from Aaron Jones as well.
Yeah, I just look at this ride the Dolphins are on. I mean, those 2 games out west, then they come home and mount up. They impressed the heck out of me Saturday night in Buffalo. because of what they were up against
Yep.
and not seeing it before. With that group, knowing that what the weather was going to be, knowing that building and what they were walking into, knowing what they looked like the last 2 weeks. I mean, they were right there for the taking. So that impressed me a ton. And Green Bay it just feels like every time they win a game, Chris, it's like, oh, can they do it? Are they back? Is this the real Packer team? And then it's a letdown.
Yep.
So the consistency really has bothered me with Green Bay, and I go off of what I saw with Miami, and now an extra day. I mean, Green Bay on Monday night having to play early Sunday, and the Dolphins get an extra day. I tend to lean towards the over. Like you said, I think points are going to be a premium. I'm really interested to see the Packers secondary against this group of receivers for the Dolphins. So obviously a spot for Tua to show out in a game that's all by himself, as he did last week, where I still thought he made throws, man, when they needed him. And they got Mostert going. I thought that was huge last week against Buffalo, because Buffalo's defense, where I thought they were turning the corner after that effort against the Jets, didn't look great last week.
No,
and
they did not.
I think the idea of Von Miller, I think that's going to start showing up here.
Yeah.
You bring in an alpha guy like him, I think you become reliant on that guy.
Yeah.
Where he could take over. And now they don't have that, and they still got a bunch of studs up there, but they don't have that one guy where he could go off and do his own thing, where they could do some other things inside. That's what I want to see play out for Buffalo, but I would lean towards the over in this.
And
Miami,
that
Green
showed
Bay game.
up, and the Buffalo thing you're talking about, that showed up Saturday night, because they could not get to Tua.
No.
And it was pitch and catch out there. I mean, it was tough sledding. It's cold weather. The Bills' defense is still a very good defense, but I just thought there was a bit of a letdown when it came to getting pressure on Tua. And Tua, by the way, led the fan voting in Pro Bowl voting, and then doesn't make the Pro Bowl, and people are making a big stink about that. But it's the AFC. Look at the guys that got in ahead of him. There's a good chance that, with the Super Bowl and the way this thing goes, that he ends up in the Pro Bowl anyways as an alternate. So I wouldn't make too big a deal about that. By the way, Matt Milano.
Is Pro Bowl voting one of your favorite things, if not your favorite?
Listen, man, I as a guy who never went, and it gets held against him in certain conversations,
No.
I like to remind people around this time of year that this thing's a fucking huge sham. Matt Milano didn't go. You got two defensive ends that went with 6 sacks. It's not a perfect process.
Hargrave has 10 sacks
and didn't get
go.
in. He was snubbed big time. And the Eagles had I think 8 Pro Bowlers and 9 alternates. And Brandon Graham didn't get to go. He had 8.5 sacks. He's got 8.5 sacks right now. Hargrave was probably the biggest snub to me. And then Josh Sweat as well, who had he's had a really nice year. He's knocking on the door of double digits. He didn't go either. Landon Dickerson did go though. That was a good deal. But yeah, the Pro Bowl voting, man, it's I don't know how you get that thing right. I just don't know.
Good luck.
Yeah. But this is that time of year where everybody screams about it.
Grover Stewart should have went.
Yeah, I love that guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I love that guy. And
Snub.
Reeder didn't go either. Another interior guy who's been an absolute dude for Cincinnati. When we talk about Cincinnati and New England, is Trey Hendrickson coming back this week? Does anybody know?
He was
I
practicing.
thought they were going to hold him.
Okay, he's practicing. Steve thinks they're going to hold him. Sam Hubbard has a calf.
That's right. Sam's out multiple weeks.
Yep, and so you're going to need a big week out of Osai, who flashed last weekend. But yeah, so
I love what I've seen from the Bengals. Just talking about them again, Chris, and Scott and I talked on our pod this week just about the idea of how fast an NFL halftime is.
yeah,
Like literally, right when everybody, tell me if I'm wrong here, everybody gets to the locker room. By the time everybody gets there, the coaches are obviously talking. You literally have, 2 minutes, maybe 90 seconds with your DC
Yep.
to talk about a couple things.
Yep.
And the way, how different they have looked,
Yep.
especially that defense. And I get it, Tampa had some turnovers. But in that circumstance, time and time again, even their offense,
Yep.
Burrow's been a punching bag for some of these first halves, and then he doesn't get touched in the second half.
Yep.
I just thought it's remarkable what they could do in so little time. and be that much of a difference in two halves of football, I think that's a good job by the coach, especially their defensive coordinator, man. They don't have huge names. I love the way the secondary, they're so darn active, and they keep so much pressure, it feels like, from the outside in, where they keep you bottled up.
Yep.
I just love what I've seen and the improvement of that staff and that team.
And another thing is the Lamar Jackson saga right now. He hasn't practiced in quite a while, it sounds like. I don't know. You heard that he might play this weekend against Atlanta. Something to keep your eye on if you're me, because I had the Atlanta under win total, and the number was 5. They're sitting at 5. It feels like they've been sitting at 5 wins for a decade now. And Atlanta finishes the season with Baltimore. They've got, let's see who else they got. They have the.
They got to have a division game.
Yeah, they've got
Baltimore,
the Cardinals, and then the
Tampa
Bucks.
Bay.
Now the Bucks are going to be trying to win that game. The Cardinals worry me. I mean, right now the Cardinals are starting Trace McSorley.
His real name is Richard. So
is it?
So he's Dick McSorley.
Dick McSorley. I like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So, keep your eye on the Falcons and keep your eye on what happens with Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't rush him back. They're going to win. They're going to go to the playoffs. The Ravens are going to go to the playoffs. But with Duvernay out now, I just don't know what kind of firepower they're going to have when they get in.
It was pretty telling this week. You don't see Mark Andrews talk a lot, and he came into the press conference pretty pissed off.
Yeah.
His sound was just awesome, just about everything. They kept trying to bring up outside noise, and he was not having any of it. And just deadpanning the guy who asked the question, saying everything that we want is in front of us. The locker room doesn't worry about any of that stuff. He's pretty pissed off about how they looked, and they will be fired up and ready to go Sunday. So if you're looking for any of that bulletin board material or mindset from a locker room, Mark Andrews was pretty telling this week in his time with the media.
Let's do the locks. I think it's time to do the locks. I'm still, although I've closed the gap and I'm a win out, I get the first pick. Like I mentioned,
It's good to see. Like you maybe you're a GM. Like you've been making the most of your first round picks. In climbing up the board and showing improvement. That's a testament to you.
Well, I'm a better late in the year when we have a sample size that I can look at and say, who are these teams really? So this is where I shine, and I'm going to start in Cleveland with all that wind, with these two running attacks. They're going to try to run the football. The total is 32. People might be afraid, but take a big swaller and bet the under here at 32. I think this game could go 17-13. 17-13 would be a relative barn burner in this weather. So give me the under in New Orleans and Cleveland.
Okay. Are we?
I'll read Macon.
Are we giving Mr. Softy's picks?
Yeah. So Macon's first pick, he's going to go Patriots plus 3.5. That is his half point. So he's going Pats plus 3.5.
All right. I'm going to take Carolina. I just
sounded
the Lions
like you would.
are our favorite story. They covered 7 in a row. So I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm taking Carolina.
What is the line in the Bills game currently? 8.5. Ugh.
8.5.
Ugh. Give me the Niners, man. Give me the Niners. I'll buy the half point. Washington after that Sunday night game, it was physical, or what they think is physical. They wait until you get to San Francisco. This is a team that's firing on all cylinders right now. Brock Purdy's doing just enough. I think his oblique's probably in better shape than it was last week. I thought he looked good early, and then he took a hit from a free runner and missed McCaffrey badly, and then there was a stretch where he was all over the place. But I think this is a game where San Francisco, you look at the way the Giants got after the Commanders up front last week. This is a totally different challenge. You've got probably the Defensive Player of the Year, in my opinion, coming to town, or actually you're visiting the Defensive Player of the Year. And I think they could disrupt this ball game in a big way. Give me the Niners by 6.5. I'm going to buy the half point.
Nice.
Macon is going to hit that Buffalo game. He's going to take the Bills minus 8.5.
Yeah, well, that's a good play. The Bills' passing attack should make mincemeat of this Chicago Bears defense. But the thing that always worries me when you're betting against Justin Fields is that big explosive play and that backdoor cover. We saw that last week. I took the Bears, and the Eagles went in and went up double digits late in the game, but then Justin Fields orchestrates a drive that puts him that hits the cover. So that kind of worries me, mate. Steve,
Chris, I will have to say, Commanders and Niners is like porn for you. With the defensive line play in that game.
Yes.
That's there. I mean, perfect chance for the Commanders to prove themselves that they're the best D-line against a better offensive line. And you know the Niners are going to bring it against Washington's offensive line. I can't wait for that game.
Yeah.
What's our line here on Eagles Cowboys?
6.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Steelers Saturday night minus 2.5.
I like that. I do. I like that. Okay, so it's down to me.
Yeah.
Pick number 3. Man, I'm thinking about the Lions. I'll probably bet the Lions just because
Going opposite.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna give them out though. I've flirted with taking the Chiefs. A lot of points. People are like, the Seahawks are halfway decent. The Chiefs haven't been covering. But I'm actually.
Can I just ask you?
Yeah.
Because it's the first time we brought up the Chiefs, and I still say they are my Super Bowl favorite. Who's yours?
Super Bowl favorite.
To win it.
To win it. I mean, the Eagles have the best team in the league, right? So, and I'm a homer. So if I'm not giving out the Eagles, I'm probably going to give out the Bengals. I think the Bengals have the most complete.
Really?
Yeah, Bengals have a very complete team right now. They own a matchup against the Chiefs that has proved to be more than a fluke. I do think the Chiefs have taken a step back this year. I think the Bills have taken a quiet step back this year. I think the Bengals have as good a chance of anybody to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. So I guess that would be my my pick outside of the Eagles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to give out the Let's see. I'm going to give out the over in the in down in Miami.
Oh, good.
I think you just sit back and let the offenses go to work. The spotlight is going to be on the Packers. Can the Packers produce offensively? If the Packers can score 24 points in this game, I like the chances here because I don't think they win this ball game, but I think this thing could go 27-24, it could go 28-24. I think it could go 30-27. I'll take the over in that game, and the points are 50.
Macon, for his final, he is going Falcons plus 7.5.
I knew it. All right, so it's me. It's either Eagles or the over in the Giants-Minnesota game. All right, let's just take the total. Screw it.
So over 48?
The Giants.
47.5.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, I like that play. I really do. I like that play.
I also just think the Giants know they have to score in order to win.
Yep.
You know, so that's foot on the gas.
Okay.
No love for Texans-Titans.
Texans-Titans is a tough one to handicap because
really hard.
Dameon Pierce is out, although that didn't seem to affect the Texans last week. You've got this rematch where the last time these two teams played each other, I think Malik Willis was the quarterback.
55 yards passing.
Yeah, and they still covered with ease. It seemed because of Derrick Henry and because of that running game. So I'm not touching that one in real life.
All right, I'm changing.
Okay.
I'm taking the under in that game. 30 by a half point, 36.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We can. Hey, nothing's set in stone here, Steve. Okay, how about your 1v1 matchup? I want to see Lane Johnson block these guys up. That never gets old to me. Lane Johnson blocking up the Cowboys. Give me that matchup. Give me Lane Johnson, that offensive line. But in particular, the best technician in the league going against, at times, probably the most dynamic athlete on the edge playing football right now in Micah Parsons.
I'm going to go Scott Turner, offense coordinator of the Commanders, against that defense.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's done a nice job, Scott Turner has.
They got to be a pain in the ass to play against, man.
Yep.
With all that motion and cross split zone stuff.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
So, very interested to see what that approach is.
Who is sleeping the best, Steve? The Helix sleep. Who's sleeping the best?
This is an easy one. Macon.
Macon is sleep. Yeah,
Macon is sleeping the best.
Yeah.
Took an extra day off to glide into that holiday weekend.
Mm-hmm.
God only knows how many days off he has after the holiday. So I think Macon is sleeping best on his first night not doing the pod.
Man, that's interesting. Give me Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks. I feel like this is going to be a much-needed shot in the arm for them. They're going to have an opportunity to build on what they did in the first half last week against the Cardinals. By the way, another guy that might have got snubbed for the Pro Bowl, J.J. Watt. He's had quietly a very good year with 8.5 sacks. I think the Bucs are probably sleeping well. This is an opportunity for them to kind of get off the schneid a little bit against probably the worst team in the NFL right now in the Cardinals.
Oof. Not great. Not a good year to be the in-season team for Hard Knocks either.
No.
It's been tough.
No. Okay, cool. Well, that about hits it all. Steve, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. You know how excited I am about this weekend. I hope you drink some eggnog and win your bets.
That's a plan. I would like to say thank you to you. Thank you to your show staff.
Yes.
Maybe Macon. But I appreciate this. Look forward to it every week. Just want you guys to have the best holiday. Take some time to yourselves. You guys deserve it. You work your asses off. And enjoy yourselves.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning the staff. They are kicking ass.
I know they are.
We appreciate you, Steve. You're our favorite guest.
Yes, Steve is the best. He's
not even really a guest.
Yeah, I mean, he's a part of the family, but we appreciate Steve. So, all right, Steve, enjoy the weekend,
all right, boys.
And we'll catch you next week.
All right, I love you guys.
We love you. Oh, Matt. Did you hear the Curry news?
No.
He's a swinger?
I don't know anything. Do you want me to look?
I'll tell you.
For swingers?
No. Ali Ahmed Aslam, inventor of chicken tikka masala, dies at 77. Did you guys know that? The guy who invented
chicken mars.
Were you intentionally fucking with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is under Curry. It's filed under Curry at the Guardian.
Dude, I was freaking out like Steph Curry out for the season or
No, just wait. So this isn't worse? Guy's 77. He had more life to live. And he invented a delicious dish. You guys like that? You know what chicken tikka masala is?
I actually hate that shit because it's full of garlic.
Oh yeah, you can't eat it.
Is it the shit does it have mushrooms?
Wow.
Is it the dish that has mushrooms in it?
It's chicken. You can get it at like I don't know.
It's actually delicious.
It's really good, dude.
You can get a frozen version at Trader Joe's. I wish I could eat it.
Show you a picture here, Nate. I might have it for dinner, Matt, in honor of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Blow the Hunger Games whistle for him. Matt, you can sit this one out because I know it's not a big enough deal. It's not an NBA guy.
Hey, don't bury the lead, though. We got Dr. Fax here in studio.
Dr. Fax is back.
What's up, guys?
People have been asking, where's Dr. Fax? Dr. Fax has been on AMP every Thursday.
Follow AMP and check into the live stream on Sundays.
But you've also been in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, and it was amazing.
Tell us about the Puerto Rican life.
It's great. It's very chill. You can get if you're a drinker, like you're in heaven. You can drink anywhere. You can stop at a corner store. Competitive prices everywhere.
Yeah.
Get $1.50 shot. You get a mixed drink.
Yeah.
It's the home of the pina colada.
You can get cocaine anywhere too, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't say anywhere, but it's out there. It's out there for sure.
Matt's on Expedia.
I went on an amazing Bacardi tour because Bacardi rum is processed there.
Yeah.
And I learned some stuff. And I don't know if you knew this or not. I might school you. I told them on AMP last week, but listen to this for all the viewers if you didn't know this. When you're drinking liquor, did you know that liquor with a cork in it, do you know what that means?
What does it mean?
It's meant to be drunk straight.
Ah, okay.
And any type of liquor that has a twist top is meant to be mixed.
Is meant to mix.
And that's something I learned. And it's
so give me an example of some
Patron.
Okay.
Casamigos, they all have corks in them. Casa Azul, when you pull it out, they all have corks in them. So these are for on the rocks.
They're sipping tequilas
or you're taking shots of it.
Okay.
But anything with a twist top, supposed to have it with a club soda, mixed drink, or.
Did you see any wildlife in Puerto Rico?
I saw some big iguanas. Trying to think what else. Maybe some different type of birds that we don't see, but nothing too different.
You guys want to take a few questions?
Take some questions from the listeners.
All right. So I don't know if you guys saw what Zach Wilson gave to his offensive line. Did you feel like that was him overcompensating in some way or just like a normal gift?
So Fax has a different answer. Why don't you give yours first, Fax?
And for the listeners, Zach Wilson gave his entire offensive line motorized scooters.
And they look incredible. Reed,
look cool.
What brand is that?
I didn't see the brand. Josh Allen also got some motorized scooters. The Eagles O-line got Louis bags.
Yeah, I'd rather play O-line for one of those AFC East quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I love Jalen. I don't mean that in a football sense. But people are going to put that, WIP.
I just don't know how much he spent on those, but he's just sucking up, and it sucks.
Isn't that inherently what any quarterback that's buying gifts for their offensive line is doing? Isn't that inherently what that person's doing? Sucking up?
Jalen Hurts isn't sucking
Please
up.
don't get me killed.
Jalen Hurts isn't sucking up.
No, but the tradition in and of itself.
Not, don't get me killed. Okay, thank you for not getting me killed up until this point.
Yeah, right. Then why? Then okay, that probably doesn't hold up. I guarantee you. Quarterbacks that get sacked 40 times a year have a rich history of spending over $10,000 on their offensive lines.
But it's a big bang tank little bang situation too, because it's a little shot at Mike White.
It's not a shot at Mike White.
It is, because it's like you can't do this. You might have got to start because I was running off
Mike
at
White.
the mouth.
What does Mike White make?
Not enough to
exactly. So he's actually doing Mike White a favor.
Not enough to buy. How many scooters were those?
Exactly. What?
I'm just saying, it's a little shot and it's a little sucking up. But at the end of the day,
it's all sucking up.
It's his fault because a one-word answer that he just didn't have to give, or he could have said yes.
Yes.
And maybe none of this even has.
You had
happened.
a really funny way of putting it earlier when you said he spent more than a guy that probably
that probably cheated on his wife.
Yeah,
like
Michael Imperioli and the fucking White Lotus spent less on his fictional wife than Zach Wilson spent on the Jets offensive line.
It's funny you mentioned dude from The Sopranos because it's kind of like paying for protection.
Yep.
And sometimes you can pay for protection and still get messed up.
Yeah, condoms don't work all the time.
Or you could just do what the kids do at BYU.
A floating?
They do floating and they get into that armpit.
What, dude? Are you what?
So
tell me more.
Yeah, what?
So supposedly there's been a small epidemic of kids getting herpes and different sorts of STDs under their armpits and in between their knee,
behind their
back
knees.
their knee, because instead of having vaginal or anal sex, they are rubbing other places.
Okay, first off, this is disgusting. But secondly, somebody had to fuck it up for the whole campus. If everybody was just fucking armpits, we wouldn't have a problem here. But somebody went outside the pit. Somebody, one of these Jack Mormons went down Main Street.
And then the float.
Had
How is that better than a hand job?
They're not
It's
allowed
definitely
to.
better than the hand job.
I don't think they're allowed to.
I can't even
right?
imagine.
I think
but
that's like
I
past
guarantee you it's better than the hand job. Who's getting hand jobs?
But did you hear about
I thought Mormons were.
People are getting, I guess there's a whole industry.
But they said, no, the craziest floating story I heard, like you just put it in, you don't move, right?
Yes.
They said that sometimes they bring people in.
Yeah.
So while you're floating, to jump on the bed.
Oh, yeah, they
friends
bounce
come,
the
yeah.
bed.
And
Just
that's
move to
not-
San Francisco. There's seismic activity every 3 days. The minute there's an earthquake, we're floating. I'm going in.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
And then it's really kinky because there's nobody in the room. Go on the Amtrak. Think about it. Anyways. Armpits?
Armpits.
That is ridiculous. Are we from the front or from the delt?
I think like probably either or. Yo.
You know, it'd be a lot easier. I just want to sell you on this. If you just allow people to have sex,
Yeah,
people wouldn't have to fuck each other's armpits.
true.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Craziest loophole I've ever heard in my life.
Also, if you're doing it for God, God sees it, man. You know, it's like God's looking at you
Like-
fucking an armpit like, he might not make it. Like, honestly, this idiot. Like, you know how many fornicators are in heaven? You know?
Facts.
So, God's looking down at you like, oh, the back of the knee now, huh? What would you want, though, if you were an offensive lineman? Sorry. If you were an offensive lineman and your quarterback was buying you a gift, what would you want this year?
Round trip ticket anywhere, like for an airline. 2 round trip tickets somewhere where I can pick.
And honestly, quarterbacks probably could, depending on the city they play in. Like Dak Prescott with
sure,
American
for sure.
Airlines, he could be like, yo,
Yep.
I need,
think that's the
20
best.
grand times 10. Make it happen. I'll do one thing for you.
You know those like get out of jail free cards? I'd take like
Whoa. Why'd you say that much money? 20 grand.
Yeah, I'm talking like for each guy, 20 grand for 10 offensive linemen.
Fuck.
Bro, think about it. You said plane ticket anywhere. Like I want to fly first class to Bangladesh.
Maybe like those dudes. Maybe the farthest like Dubai. Like don't get carried away.
Yeah.
Like, Dubai and back is probably like, like it's pretty business class.
Yeah.
Or if you are Dax, or if you can get a good deal with one of these places, yeah, hook it up for first class somewhere.
Yeah.
Like that'd be lit.
Yeah, it's lit.
Would you all prefer like leaving the gift up to the quarterback or whoever, or if the quarterback instead was like, here's a American Express gift card,
Yeah.
for
That always
10
works,
grand or
too.
whatever.
I think
that always
each player should get a gift based upon their PFF grade. Not that I think that stuff's accurate,
That'd have been lit for me the year I got hurt.
but really?
I think I was like top 2 on the Bears.
Were you really?
I think Tim Jennings was in front of me.
You walk upstairs with the fucking PFF printout and you just slap it on the GM's desk. This is what Chris Collinsworth's company thinks of me. He's on Monday Night Football or something, Sunday Night Football. That's the most irresponsible shit to me, is when you're watching that game and they're doing the starting lineup, and people who have never watched these guys play, possibly, could be their first game on primetime all year. You could play for like the Texans, and all of a sudden you get this PFF grade that defines you. You're like, PFF employs a bunch of like regular Joes, dude, like working overtime to just give pluses and minuses. It's in their hands. The public perception on players playing in primetime, I think that's really irresponsible. And what the fuck is the grading system even?
It's just robots.
It's not robots.
Mitch McKinley wanted to know about Rumspringa,
Yeah.
but I think we can change the question and say, if you had met an Amish person who has to go back, who's on Rumspringa right now, what are the top 3 kind of things of our culture that you're showing them that they haven't experienced?
That's interesting. Do you know what Rumspringa is?
I don't.
Okay, Rumspringa is a time that each Amish boy
Yep.
can leave the tribe
Oh, okay.
and engage in all types of otherwise illegal debauchery.
Oh, that's and he gets to go back.
It's basically a bachelor party.
It's like when he decides
Amish-
if he wants to stay within their community
so he gets
leave.
a chance to get a taste of outside the community, and then they either
if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you and continues to churn butter, it is Amish.
So you're asking them what you're introducing them to?
Yeah.
I mean, like, obviously you gotta bring them to a strip club. That's the first thing, right? Or no?
Whorehouse.
Ooh, yeah.
First.
But is that too much? Is that too much too quick? The whorehouse over the strip club?
I think that every Amish boy should get to meet a lady of the night before they go back to the farm.
No, I agree with that too. I agree with that, but I think a whorehouse might be like
A little too much.
yeah, like
Escort. How about an escort? An escort.
yeah.
Yeah, an escort.
You guys go right to sex. Like, they're not allowed to have electricity as Amish people. Like, I would take them to the
Yeah, but it's
movie theaters.
bro. I'll turn the dome light in the minivan on the way to the.
That's why I'm saying
on the way to the strip club.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
There's
saying.
going to be
Strip
lights
club.
in there.
If you go to like a real nice strip club, maybe like in Atlanta,
Anime.
where girls are actually going to be like doing tricks
Yeah.
on the pole and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty like
Anime
awesome
though,
for them.
you sensory overload.
Just show them the internet.
Show them the internet.
And then say you can type in whatever question you want.
No,
You'll have
tell
the
them
answer.
about all the porn.
Well,
There you go, going straight to sex.
Yeah.
You know what? I
mean,
would.
the next thing you would have to do, just to test it out, you got to bring them to a casino. They might have the numbers in their head or something. They might be good at. They might look at one of these fucking machines and be able to help you out. So you might have to test
You think
that
that the Amish are good with numbers?
I would think if you can't use electricity for anything, that you would have to be pretty decent with some form of metrics.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Like-
you're going to build a barn in a day. You got to know some geometry.
Without electricity.
You got to know something.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, and maybe that's the people who can count cards or who can do well in the casino.
I might try that. Hey, what can the Amish not do, Matt?
They cannot own automobiles, tap electricity from public utility lines, own televisions, radios, or personal computers, attend high school, college, join the military, or divorce.
Okay,
It sounds
let me ask you a question. When you say you can't own, does that mean you can't operate these things? Is that
not
implied?
supposed to use them? Yeah.
So like they don't have tractors and shit like that?
They do not. They use horses.
Yeah, they just.
So I feel like that's one thing. You take them to a car dealership and they can ride in the back seat
Yeah, that'd be cool.
while you test cars.
Take them to a NASCAR race.
Yeah.
You know,
doesn't say
have them
anything
drive the
about
pace
boats.
car. That was thrilling to me.
Does it say anything about
One of the
boats?
highlights of the year.
I felt like an Amish boy in there. Imagine how they would feel. It was incredible. Going 90 miles per hour around these fucking curves. The road's sideways.
What's the fastest horse topping out at?
Like 55.
That probably seems fast as fuck if you're riding a horse.
I'd give
be
him
scared.
boomers. I'd give him mushrooms.
They probably do boomers.
You think that Amish people do boomers?
Hell yeah.
That's interesting.
They probably have the
think
best
so.
ones.
I doubt it.
You say you doubt it? They
do
deal with
doubt it.
cattle and stuff. They probably just grow.
Because
They
all
probably do
the
it by accident. Like, you know
all
what I
the
mean?
cow shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would think that like if you own a farm and you actually you eat off your farm and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You probably definitely eat like mushrooms by accident.
Remember Weird Al Yankovic?
Yep.
For sure.
What was the Amish song he did?
Oh,
Amish Paradise?
yeah.
Yeah, that was most of my exposure in Amish culture. Which is really not cool. You know, Mennonites can kind of do what the fuck they want. Mennonite seems like the way to go. If you're thinking about being Amish, but you're like, I'm not so sure.
What's that?
Mennonite is like Amish light. You know, and you can still go to Walmart. I see them all the time sifting through the DVD, the mega box that's like 6 feet deep.
Yeah, they'll sell some delicious cookies.
Firestorms down there somewhere. Bunch of Mennonites watching my dad fight fires in the Canadian forest. No, they're always in Walmart. Mennonites.
Yeah, I know.
That's where I see them. And they drive their cars in there, and I'm like, there's some perks to this this shit now. It's not like being Amish.
So can Amish like use like DoorDash and shit?
No. Mennonites, though, I bet you they can.
So can you? So they can't use telephones?
No electricity, basically.
Yeah. We should go be Mennonite for a couple days.
Probably not. Like,
Would you trade no sex for the rest of your life for a 99% gambling hit? If you were 99% on all picks you had.
no sex?
No sex.
Nah.
So you're basically asking if you would take no sex for infinite money.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No, because what do rich people do? The minute they get a bunch of money, they go to try to buy more sex.
More sex.
Is it
So, like...
is a hand job sex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
No,
it? Why?
no, no,
It's
no,
the only
no,
thing
no,
that doesn't
no.
like oral sex and like
Are you
sex, anal sex.
You're gonna be a rich guy getting hand jobs. You're gonna be riding around in a
Fucking armpits.
You're gonna be riding up there in a fucking 747 that's all decked out. You're just gonna be you're gonna be motioning
wait, damn,
these
what-
hot babes back to give you a hand job.
But
Be
look,
hitting up BYU.
but look, exactly. What was I just saying? Well, can I float?
No, you can't float.
It's not sex though.
No.
If God doesn't think it's sex,
You're gonna be getting you're gonna be getting a stiff hand job, just going through your WinBet app, just bored as hell, looking like a nihilist, because that's what all the rich guys want to do.
or I could get some armpits. That's what all the kids at BYU are doing.
Golly.
And actually, if you won your bets at a 99% rate, you would get flagged and banned. So you'd have to be smart about it and like manipulate it.
Big facts.
You'd be like, let me explain. This guy in the mailbag said, would you rather have sex never again or bet 99%? And I took the 99%. They definitely understand.
But if that's the case, you would just start your own sports book, right? If you know you're 99%.
Bro, I would be so depressed. I'd be sitting there just like, how many OnlyFans accounts would you have a membership to?
Can you masturbate?
Yes.
Sure.
You can.
Yeah.
So this is for someone who's in jail. Like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's just jail.
Like yeah, if I had a life sentence for something,
Yeah.
it's like this is a no-brainer.
Yes.
Or an incel, like somebody who can't get fucked anyway.
An incel.
True.
I love that word.
Yeah.
Incel.
There's a lot of
Why
those.
can't incels get fucked?
Because they're
Their
mentally
personalities.
they're just fucked.
They're just too. What are they? They got
Think
no
the
game.
world is against them. They
Yeah.
think that because women are so pretty and I'm not good looking, I can't get a one. Like
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to talk to me anyway, so I'm not gonna try. So it's their fault because they won't talk to me. So I'll never get laid.
So Dolphins fans.
Basically.
I'm joking. I know there's some of you that are really cool.
He's not joking.
He's not.
No, I am joking. But the ones, the really online ones, yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Right?
And they would have the 99% odds and know what's coming and still think the Dolphins are going to win.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. I've kind of felt that way, like, since I got the flu. I've been, like, batting about 85%. I've also had sex.
That counts for the other 14%. That's why it's. we got
Yeah,
that
that's
way.
it, yeah. Now, 80,
How
yeah.
about you flip the question around? Would you give up all of the money that you have in the world in order to, like, be allowed to have sex in the future?
Can I earn money again?
Sure.
Yeah.
But if you keep all your money, you can't have sex?
I got to figure I got another 30 years of enjoying sex before it's just like waking up somebody in Guantanamo Bay.
And you've got earning potential.
You know? Well, yeah. I mean, but I have earning potential. Yeah, we could do 7 podcasts a week. Listen, that's a tough one. Isn't it a tough one?
It's not for me because
Well, I have kids, so I got to put my kids first. But say I'm single and I have no family, or like, you know, it's just me and my wife, like, and there's, right? We could figure it out, right?
No, that is tough.
Just to know that, like, you're John Bobbitt before they reattached it. There's nothing you can do. You're never gonna, right? It'd be terrible. I don't know how that would affect my psyche. I also don't know how being broke would affect my psyche either. But that's a tough one, Reed and Matt. What about you, Reed?
The second question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not giving up sex, so I.
Guy's
Yeah,
a
my money.
goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus back there.
What are your favorite and least favorite Christmas commercials from Kyle Lawson? The geekiest ones are there's one on the other day where the husband bought the wife a puppy, and then the wife's like, I got something for you too. Or I got an animal for you too. And then it's a Dodge truck driving through the snow. Those are the funniest.
So
it's like, I bought you a car.
Yeah, okay.
I made a $50,000 commitment.
Exactly.
Without telling you.
Exactly. And Reed, I'm so glad this person asked this question, because I think the worst type of commercial is the commercial that suggests that you need to put a fucking bow around a $75,000 piece of machinery to keep your wife happy in this country in 2022. Like, it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Like, that is a totally unrealistic standard to set for society.
Chicks like bows, though, bro.
But I'm not talking about the bow. I'm talking about buying her a motor vehicle.
Just get the bow then.
You should just rent her a car and put a bow around it. This is your mid-sized sedan for the week.
I mean, that's what most people are doing anyway. Like,
They would get mad,
right?
They would get mad.
But like, you're getting a lease. It's no different
Well,
in the long scheme of things, right?
Let me make a poor financial investment for you, babe. Thank you. Like, what a... Anyways. Commercials. I'm not really into these commercials now that I think... I forget who was doing this commercial, but the whole commercial is like, oh, there's my grandma. She's dead, but she's still with us. What's that commercial this year? It's almost...
Coke. That's a Coke commercial.
Yeah, like, the one that gets me now is like the woman texting her dead spouse's phone, and like she just does it, and then somebody gets the phone and texts her back, and it's like AT&T. Like, what? Who sits in a room and is like, that's the script we're gonna green light. We're gonna hit that demo hard this year. Miss my husband, but I am gonna change my carrier now.
What you call probably relates to that a little bit.
Who?
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
He was texting Kobe still, right?
Okay.
Was he not?
Yeah, but it's just...
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, well, you think Jason Tatum wants some asshole to text him back and be like, I got Kobe's phone now.
But at some point...
But I'll keep texting you. Jason, are you up tonight? Jason.
Go out there and drop 30 tonight.
Jason, is Marcus Smart playing?
Yeah.
You motherfucker. But I had you guys on the money line tonight.
But at some point, like, if you're texting an old number, like,
Kobe's
isn't that going to happen?
Huh?
Like, at some point, isn't that going to happen?
Yes, the whole concept, you know, like, I understand texting. I've done it before. Like, somebody passed away and I texted something, and, you know, but if somebody texted me back, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is great. and I'm certainly, if I work at AT&T in the marketing department, I'm not going to be like, here's what we should do. We're really going to hit this widow demo hard this Christmas.
Blobbery asks, draft your bank heist roster out of the Greenlight crew and pod guests. So you need 4 positions. You need tech person, driver, con person, and muscle.
Okay, Kyle's muscle. It's pretty easy, right? Is that yeah, that's easy.
I don't know. Both are dirty.
I might take Goldberg for muscle.
Oh, because of guests. Yeah, guests.
Yeah, guests are included too.
Guests are included too. Driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Smart. Yeah.
Like in a heartbeat, right? Yeah. Your con man, Matthew McConaughey. He's an actor. He could easily con somebody, right? Nobody's going to expect Matthew McConaughey to fucking, rob a bank. What was the other?
Matt has to be this Matt is
the tech
con man.
Oh, tech guy?
You think I'm the con man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we'll do it for we'll do it for in studio too. But
Because I'm thinking about a different
Let's separate
type
it.
of
Let's
bank
do a
robbery.
guest and then
yeah,
in
so
studio.
I'm on
This is-
guest right now. I've got
I'm sending Matt in there to go get a fucking loan that we're not paying back. That's how I want to rob the bank. And he's gonna get the biggest loan.
what's the
because
tech?
of historical patterns of racism or my ability.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Both.
That's pretty good.
With the wardrobe you wear in there, you might be able to score a lot of money.
That's pretty good.
So you got McConaughey
My
as your
bad.
con person.
Yeah, McConaughey's the con
Earnhardt
person.
as your driver. You need a tech person, somebody to like bypass the alarms, maybe crack the safe, and then you need muscle.
Crack the safe, bypass the alarms. I don't remember us ever having like a career criminal on, or like a Bill Gates type, Steve Jobs type.
We could have Ice Cube as muscle. I mean,
You take Ice Cube as muscle over Goldberg or Kyle Long.
I mean, NWA. They used to think about. They probably had some pretty good intimidation.
Trent Brown,
Shaq.
Shaq. Yeah, Shaq.
pushes
Shaq.
people
I don't
away.
want Shaq on my bank robber team because number one, Shaq's too big, draws attention. Everybody's like, look at Shaq. What are they doing over there? And then also, Shaq gets in the getaway car and everybody's like this. You feel like you're in an Uber X.
Shaq could be the con man because everybody he distract her too.
Yep.
Right? He's like, "Oh, what's Shaq doing?" And Shaq's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
everybody."
I can see it.
And then you guys are sliding.
How would he do
over
it?
here. Hey, everybody.
Sounds about right for sure.
Yeah, yeah. God, I can't figure out the tech guy. Maybe
Carl
Reed,
Nassib.
You know what? No, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's,
Reed, you might be the tech guy.
I don't know if you'd want that. But no, you go with a banker on the
He
holidays.
did fix my record player that one time.
Yeah, one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my tech highlight. No, you go to banks around the holidays because they all have Christmas trees.
Yeah.
And then Shaq's like, "Hey, everybody, just watch me fall into this Christmas tree."
Yeah.
And then he just does it over and over. That's the distraction.
That's the distraction, Reed. Okay. Well, in studio, I think I should be your con man. I was able to get out of a drug situation in Mexico recently. Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Heroin.
Not going back. It was harrowing, but I kept cool. Rest of my family, not so much. Can't take them fucking on a
gonna
bank
throw
heist.
this-
They were all panicky. Mom and dad were all scared. I was like, I'm good. I got this.
Just gonna throw this out there just for optics. I probably should be the driver if it's in studio.
Yeah.
Because like you're saying, white guys, you guys can go a little bit more under the radar. I feel like walking into a bank for a big black guy, they're already probably
We go
Hey.
under the radar behind the wheel too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, this is
Do
kind of
you?
like
No.
but it's just more remember we were talking about Airbnb being racist? I got bad news for you. The police, so I'm a little worried about you driving the car.
Yeah, this is true. But I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm driving the car,
I think you could be a good con man, dude.
I don't think
Honestly,
we're stopping,
your
though.
personality, you can talk to anybody.
Yeah, we would be terrible though. We probably wouldn't do it. We probably wouldn't do well.
No.
Chris thinks it's easy to rob a bank.
It is
apparently.
easy to rob a bank. That's why I'd go alone. I wouldn't take any of yous.
Yeah.
Huh?
But I don't understand. So, yeah, it would be
But I
easy to
love
rob
oceans.
a bank
Yeah.
and walk out of the door probably. But after that, it's super hard. There's cameras everywhere nowadays. What happens if you park whatever car or motorcycle right outside and then it's gone? Then you're just on foot. Like, what are you going to get public transportation?
Why is it gone?
No, I'm just saying if it could
Public
go, like you could get.
transportation.
Yeah, like
I'm
how are you?
pulling
How is she
somebody
getting?
out
If
of
my
their
car
car.
got towed in 5 minutes or
I'm
something.
pulling somebody out of their car, Reed.
Yeah, probably got to go
Okay, so
guerrilla
then
warfare
on
at that
top
point.
on top of bank robbing, they're after you for.
You gotta go all in. You gotta
All
go
in?
all in. Or I'm pulling up to a Kansas City Chiefs game, obviously.
No, it's easy what I'm doing. I'm going in the sewer. I'm going to live in the sewer until it gets fucking... Yeah, I'm going to be down there. There's
you can do that at shows,
extensive,
though, right?
bro. In Vegas, Darren Waller told us about the community
Oh, yeah.
under Vegas that there's like a whole community.
home
I'll go
people.
down there and blend in. I can look homeless fast,
I just
man.
watched a YouTube series about that. That's
Then what do you do with the money? You can't like have all that money around this other sewer people.
What do you mean? They
Yeah,
don't
you
have
can.
integrity?
Yeah, you can.
I feel like they would come after you because they don't. They were
You
like
pay
"Let me
somebody
get
for
that money."
security, just like anything else.
Okay, you'd run through your bank money really fast if you're paying all the sewer people.
No,
Hey,
you don't have to
talk
pay
about
them
my
that
money.
much. You don't have to pay them that much. You don't have to pay them that much. I don't know what the fuck I do, Reed, but I'm pretty good at getting away. I feel like I'm good at getting away. I feel like when I watch movies and I see people trying to get away, I'm like, this is your best shot?
But here's my thing. Like,
I got tactics, bro.
here's what I'm asking. Like, we're all talking about like old school bank robberies. Like, why does it have to be like a run in and robbing that way?
Oh, you want to be like a cyber threat?
Like scamming. Like, that's the way to go. Like, we can all chill. Like, we can just fucking all chill, be at the crib, and take $10 million from the bank.
I don't like that because you don't know when you're in trouble.
What?
Yeah, that's a good point. You'd be paranoid.
Like,
I don't want to live like that. I want there to be a 24-hour window that like my life could be flipped on its head, and then after that 24-hour window, I'm good, and I take my
you're good?
$36,000 and blow it all on
bets and going to the Chiefs game.
Yeah,
like your man. He thought he was good.
Yeah, but he fucking robbed a bank in the outfit he wore to the Kansas City Chiefs game. He had a fucking online persona.
I wear this suit to the Chiefs game, and I'm driving now to Houston. I'm not going to change from the second I get in my car when I get there. I'm just going to rob it and then run right to the stadium.
You want to make a quick lick, you rob a Brinks truck. That's what you do. Everybody knows that.
Do you ever get tempted when you see it? Like,
no,
it's
but
parked there and the guy's like walking.
Well, the guy gets out and the guy's kind of athletic. He doesn't work out. He looks like the beer truck guys are in better shape than the Brinks truck guys. Think about it.
Yeah,
and
Matt's a sicko. If you're ever thinking that when you see a Brinks truck, you're a sicko. That's
everybody's thinking about robbing the Brinks truck.
What?
I am.
Yes, dude. It's like a challenge.
Yeah, if I see a Brinks truck, it's
like the biggest guy in the bar. It's the same
because of the spotter. They all have spotters, and I'm scared to even get too close to the truck.
Where's the spotter?
Or the other. There's two people on the truck all the time.
Oh, okay. Unless you got another car tailing you, I'm not worried about the two guys in the truck.
Would you rather be a bank robber nowadays with all this like the cyber security, all that shit, or like in the 1820s and be robbing stagecoaches?
Stagecoaches. That was easy money.
I feel like that was kind of fun too.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like
the bullets didn't hurt that bad.
Right.
You know, they were little circles, man. You know what I felt like last week when I had the flu? Like, you know, in Civil War times where you get hit with a circle bullet and they just put you in a room with a candle and shut the fucking door and then hope maybe he'll wake up. That's how I felt lying there with the flu. There's a random thought, but that's how I felt. I felt like one of those guys recovering from a gunshot wound. My wife just left me there for days on end, and she'd come back up. Oh, he's still here. Fuck.
They didn't have great medical care back then, but they would give you a lot of morphine.
Paper cut back then.
Yeah, but think about it. No, honestly, though, you've seen the movies like the
Civil War movies. It's like, oh, I got a splinter. We have to amputate my.
But it's a splinter and a gunshot wound. There's not much difference back then.
Right.
You know.
Think of the first scene in Dances with Wolves. I don't know if you remember that, where Kevin Costner, there's just like amputees, just cutting off with saws and.
Yeah, that part is not real fun. No, but you know what it is? Brinks truck guys, I would wait for them to go into the bathroom stall and then I'd beat them up real bad, take their clothes, put on their clothes, walk back out, get access to the truck, right? Because I got the keys. The spotter's in there. He comes up and he's like, "Hey man, did you get me those?" Boom.
See, I think good plan. I just feel like we're underestimating you're gonna look exactly like the guy that you put.
No, that's why I'm gonna find a Brinks truck driver that looks like me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Basically, temporarily steal his identity in the parking lot. By the time the Brinks truck guy who's in the bathroom,
There was a video recent. Have you seen there's a video with the dash cam of a Brinks truck driver that they're driving and guys start shooting at them and he does like in
South Africa.
He does like a getaway and he literally the passenger his spotter had to load a gun and shoot back and do all this stuff. You got to be pretty.
Yeah, but you catch them while their guards are down.
No,
wanna know
I think
how I do it?
I think
What training do you need to be a Brinks truck driver?
Of that job is to never let
Been
your guard
fired
down.
from the force.
Bro, like what? But honestly, what training does it take? These guys aren't like fucking universal soldiers.
No, probably some ex-military guys.
Oh, you
I'm
think
pretty
they're
sure-
ex-military?
Probably some.
Yeah.
I know. I would try to avoid the use of force. What I would do is wait till I know that they're going to cross a bridge, and then drop a curved ramp so that the truck will jump over the bridge at an angle, and at the exact time on the river below, I have a boat with magnets.
What?
And then I catch the truck on my boat, and I go away really fast.
What about the Coast Guard player?
No, it's a river.
Oh, okay.
The river.
That's the most ridiculous plan I've ever heard.
That boat is
No,
going to cost you
we actually
you said it though.
Going
under the what?
this deal right over the bridge of
Yeah,
Pantops
I was
into the river?
visualizing that.
Yeah, right into the
Okay.
Rivanna. It's gonna bottom out and sit
water.
there. So like, here's what I would do: goes under the bridge.
Airplane.
I jump right down onto the roof.
Nice. But
You might
guys
be
know-
asking now what? I
but
haven't figured that out.
You guys know, like a lot of these trucks, like it's not even like
What was that?
the people in the truck.
Probably nothing.
Like I don't even know if they control like the opening of the back of the truck. It's like a state.
I have
station.
explosives. They'd have no chance. Like I drop a ramp right in front of them. They no.
We
time
could
to
do
break.
that crime. Easy.
You guys watch
Next
way too many
crime.
movies.
Next crime. Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.